So this is the meal planning sheet that I have created to kind of plan out my week at a glance. Typically, I will print it out just because it's easier for me to kind of scratch on and jot things down on, and then I will transfer it back onto the computer because then I have access to it on my phone. So, like I said, what I do first is I plan my dinners first. So I'm just going to plan out one day so you can kind of get an idea of how this works. So to actually use this meal planning sheet, there's the actual planning part, and then I've also included a part for you to make your grocery list so that it's quick in and out. It tends to be very helpful. And then I actually post the recipes and things down here so everything is in one place. It takes a little bit of extra time, but I found that it's worth it. Okay, so the first place I start, or sorry, let me backtrack. To actually use this, you're going to want to click File and then Make a Copy. That will allow you to make your own copy and name it whatever you want to name it. So I already did that, and I named mine Week 13. So here's my Week 13 for this upcoming week. This is the first week of my cycle 4. So the first thing I did is I'm going to start on Pinterest, and this is that board that I was telling you about where I have lots of different recipes pinned so that you can see if there's something on there that interests you, or you can search Pinterest yourself and see if there's anything else. Just make sure whatever you search for has 21-day container equivalencies, so that way you can know what containers they count as. So that's where I got this recipe for barbecue turkey joes, and my family loves these. And so what I do next is I go in and I copy and paste the recipe onto the actual planning sheet. So that looks like this. So here's my planning sheet for the week. Here's my grocery list, and then here is my actual recipe. So notice it makes enough for 5 people. So based on your family, you may either need to cut it in half or double it or whatever. And then notice the serving size is 3/4 of a cup. So after you get this made, when you see these container equivalencies down here, that's if you eat 3/4 a cup of this turkey joes. So it would equal a red, a half of a green, and an orange, and a half of a teaspoon of sweetener. I don't really count that. You get 3 teaspoons of sweetener a week, and I never really go over that, so I don't really worry about keeping track of that on my planning sheet. So a red, a half a green, and an orange. So I'm going to go back up here, and I'm going to mark out a red, an orange, and a half of a green. And then I'm going to put on here barbecue turkey joes. And those are a red, a green, a half of a green, and an orange. Then I'm going to think about what do I want to serve with those, because that's just for 3/4 a cup of meat. I'm going to eat a bun with that, which is going to be a yellow. If you do a small like dinner roll size bun, it's only 1 carb. If you do a full size bun, it's worth 2 carbs. So I usually buy the smaller ones so that because I only get 3 carbs a day, so that way I can kind of save my carbs for some other stuff. And then I like whole numbers, so that half a green bothers me. So I'm going to go in there and put half a green of spinach on my turkey joe and just eat it with my turkey joe, and that will allow me to have that full green. So then I can come up here and change that to a full green. Okay, then I'm gonna have some carrot sticks with that just to have a little side. And you know what? I think I'm gonna have some strawberries because I know I have some in the fridge that I need to get eaten up. So my carrot sticks are going to be a green. My strawberries are going to be a purple. So I'm going to come up here, mark off another green, mark off a purple. Okay, the next thing I'm going to put down is my Shakeology. And that is a red and a green because I'm going to add spinach to it. So I'm going to mark that off. And then I always, I think I might do just mint that night. I might change that later, but I'll put it as that for now because mint extract is a free food, so I don't have to count it as anything. Okay, then I can come into to lunch and things. Oh, and you know what? I forgot to mark my bun. So, okay, so I have all of that marked, and I just kind of do this. I mark it as I go. Then I want to think about my lunch. So for lunch, I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to think about breakfast first because I know that I have some waffles in there that I want to eat up. And so I'm going to have 2 waffles, which are my 2 yellows. So I'm going to go ahead and mark my yellows off. That's done. And then I'm going to have some berries. If you take frozen berries and let them thaw in the fridge overnight, like in a baggie, a purple container of it, and then heat it up in the microwave in the morning, it's like a fruit syrup over your waffles, and it tastes amazing. And then the other thing I'm going to have is turkey bacon. You can have 4 slices of that, and it counts as a red. And this was my purple. And so I'm going to mark that off. So I have my 2 yellows, my purple, and my red for my breakfast. For a morning snack, I have an apple that I need to get eaten up, and I'm going to go ahead and use my peanut butter teaspoons. So this is my purple. So I'm going to mark that off. And then I'm going to go down here, and I usually just highlight these to let me know when I've used them up. Okay, and so that leaves me for lunch and an afternoon snack with a green, a red, and a blue. So I think what I might do is do BLT roll-ups that day. And so I'm going to put on here romaine lettuce, which is going to be a green. I'm going to put, since I'm doing turkey bacon in the morning, I might just do ham, which is going to be a red. And then my blue is going to be like an avocado. You know what? The culinary person in me is going to switch out the ham and the turkey bacon because it's going to taste better. So I might do, I might just fry up some ham that morning. Okay, so my lettuce is going to be my green. My turkey bacon or ham that I switched it out for is my red. And my avocado is my blue. So I didn't really plan a afternoon snack, but I definitely will not be hungry, especially with that apple. What usually ends up happening is now that I've done this several times, I usually just kind of plan one snack. Sometimes I'm hungry in the morning, and so I'll have my snack then. Sometimes I'm hungry in the afternoon, so I'll just eat it here. I very rarely have 2 snacks a day. Sometimes I have that little orange container that I use up and have some peanuts or something in the afternoon. So anyway, that's one example of how I would plan out a day using my planning sheet. As far as how to use the grocery list feature, you just come down here and you cut and paste your groceries right into the categories where they belong. And then you just want to go through your day and make sure that you have everything on your list, either in your pantry or you are purchasing it. Once you kind of build up your pantry with some clean eating products, it'll get easier and easier each time. So hopefully this is helpful. Let me know what questions you have. Like I said, it can feel really overwhelming at first, but trust me, it will get easier and easier. Remember, this is all about progress, not perfection. And I'm saying that probably more for me than for you because I have to remind myself of that frequently. So good luck with this. Happy planning. You can do it. Let me know if you have questions or if you need help. We'll talk to you soon.